Hello everybody, and it's been a while since I felt the need to record. Well, actually, I felt the need to record stuff a few times, but have not had the time or felt the inclination, I guess, at the right time. Um, Hoping everyone's summer's going good. Weather's been pretty darn good lately, and taking advantage of that, being up north, etc. So hopefully everyone else is taking advantage of the laxing rules about COVID and the ability to travel or a bit and get together. I know I'm trying to. This particular little video is I felt the need to record it because things are entering into the curriculum. They're showing up on even on Ontario government pages, describing, say, I looked at one thing, it was grade 9 curriculum for math, and some alarming terms and usages get in there, which I think are going to damage our education system and the future of our children, as since it's going to damage, I think, our ability to compete in the world and understand reality. So mathematics to me is, having taken math up into second year, calculus, physics, and in courses in school. And I think for most people, they think of it this way: it's a tool. It's a tool, not that unlike any other kind of tool. A hammer can be a useful tool, a screwdriver or whatever, a lever of some kind to lift things. And mathematics is a tool, an intellectual tool. Not unlike these things, they can be used for the good. They can be used to explore and analyze and determine what is actually happening in a system, or describe the shape of an object. Mathematics is behind, say, the digital age. I know in my old former life, when we digitized communication, we used the mathematical models and capabilities to replicate sound of a voice, music, CDs. All that stuff is just zeros and ones, and using formulas, mathematical formulas, and to try and recreate sounds using zeros and ones. And it's universal. The beauty of it is the mathematics works everywhere, just as we've discovered that the speed of light is the same anywhere in the universe. Mathematical models work everywhere in the universe. They work everywhere in the planet. People who want to level the playing field when it comes to advanced mathematics and calculus and computer programming, etc., it can be done, and it can be done fairly easily. You simply teach the math the way it's taught in the best schools in the world, and next thing you know, the people, the children who've learned it, are operating at the same level as the people in this advanced part of the world. Now, teaching something like mathematics is problematic for a lot of kids. A lot of kids find math to be very dry, very difficult to understand. And I don't think teachers of math, generally speaking, help that. I enjoyed it at a young age, and I was streamed into an advanced math program, but but moved and then lost that stream. And there was no such thing as an advanced math program when I moved. So I kind of just went back to normal levels of understanding and boredom in class, whereas in the advanced program it was actually fascinating stuff, and I was really eating it up. So a lost opportunity possibly for me, but I think the part that I want to get to here is the idea that this is a universal and useful tool and something that should be taught to the level of capability of individuals who are taking these courses. If someone gets streamed into an advanced math program, it's good for that person. It's good for society in general. You want the people who are creative, who are musical, who are good writers, who are very good at analyzing social situations to exceed in their best capabilities. And the kind of person who is good at math should be streamed into an advanced math program, because that leads to people who then write the programs, who then discover the physics, who then use that capability to the betterment of themselves and the society in general. When you don't do that, and this is something that's actively being turned down, there are cases, I think in Toronto, but the ones that got the most publicity are in the U.S., where the wrong kind of people end up streamed in these advanced math programs. Wrong kind of people meaning not enough minorities possibly, or too many Asians, and whatever. And so the teachers in these parts of the world who are noticing this have so fully taken in the new concepts of what's equitable, have decided to cancel the programs. So rather than allow a program to move forward, and for kids who've been streamed into these advanced math programs, they're canceling the programs because there isn't the right mix according to somebody's idea of what should be a mix of minorities and so that they don't want this to go forward. They find this not an equitable situation. Equity is enforced levels of participation from various groups. So that's the way it's termed these days. And so they cancel them. And, I don't know how anyone can get it into their mind that that's a good way to go. Oh, let's just cancel the entire program and refuse to teach the kids who are currently in these programs because the mix is wrong according to my formulation. And that's happened over and over and over again. And in case we think in Ontario that this kind of thinking is foreign to us, I just looked over and I'm including a link to it, the grade 9 mathematics guidelines the Ontario government's put up. And what you find is a lot of language around alternate ways of knowing, that there are different ways to understand mathematics based on where you're from. And this is the kind of thinking that will destroy mathematics and destroy, to me, the study of objective reality. That's the great thing about objective reality. That is why all the countries in the world that participated in, say, the Large Hadron Collider at CERN were able to participate. It's because they understood the engineering and the physics involved. And they were all at the same level, and they all were working together. And this includes people from all across the world, the subcontinent of Asia, the Chinese, all across Africa. There were people working on that program from virtually every country in the world, and they succeeded, and they collaborated together. And if you start to introduce ideas that there is a different kind of math based on your culture, you're not going to be able to participate. It's unfortunate that these kinds of concepts are being introduced and pushed into something like math. I'm looking here at some bullet points. an equitable mathematics curriculum recognizes that mathematics can be subjective. And I do not know how you can even write a statement like that and understand mathematics. That's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is everywhere in the world, everybody who understands it can come to the same conclusion. It repeats itself. When you measure, when you use these formulas, you get to the same result. If you don't get to the same result, that means there's a flaw. That means there's a problem. And you have to discover where that flaw is. But to claim that mathematics is different based on your different cultures is wrong and dangerous and damaging. And it's in our grade 9 Ontario government curriculum documentation I'm looking at right now. So if you wonder why, say, and they call for decolonizing of it. There's a lot of terms in here. The critical social justice terminology has entered these documents, and so these people are writing the documents, and I think it's important that we call it out and we remove it from these documents, or at least force them to defend their position. Force people to defend the concept that there is a subjective element in mathematics, in physics, in chemistry, that there's different ways of knowing, and there's a different chemistry, and there's a different physics, and there's a different mathematics in this part of the world than there is in another part of the world or in a different culture. So I felt like I had to say something. This is my little way to fight back, I guess. I'll put the links in and have a look. There's another link in there also from the English dramatist. He's a writer. He's Stephen Fry. He's written a lot of plays. He's written some books. He's done some good work, and he talks about the importance of empiricism. This is the following of facts, of measurement, and following it wherever it goes. So it takes the subjective nature away. It tries to train you. It basically is a way of looking at the world where you arrive at the objective truth, hopefully. When you're talking about complex things like culture, it's pretty hard to arrive at an objective truth about a culture. What painting is beautiful and what music is great. These things are easily debatable and can vary from, and is very subjective. But 1 + 1 = 2, and there are people, believe it or not, who are saying that that's not the case. And to think that way is to be racist. We need to force people to defend that position, and if they are unable to defend it, which I think they are, to remove it from our educational system, or it will damage. If it's false, as I think it is, then it causes damage. So anyway, hopefully this is one of the last times I'll feel the need to do this. If you recall, I did mention a representative of McMaster University who took this same kind of reasoning and took this same kind of approach and ended up insisting that certain people not receive vaccines or get the order of a vaccine use was important, that it be turned away from certain groups within society. And, I think that's how you end up at that juncture. You end up there when you teach things like this. And so to begin to treat certain human beings as less than others is a very dangerous place to go. If you force people to look at the world as though there are us and them, there is an us and there's a them, and that just divides everyone, and it forces people to then defend their group. You're forcing people into a group when you do this. When you look at the world this way, you create tribes, and that can't be good. Once again, should be forced to defend that kind of thing. Why is it so good that we subdivide people into groups? We treat every human being the same, and to judge people based on what they do and who they are, then I think we're in a much better place. And that's where we were going till we got derailed. So anyway, I go on and I go on. Have yourself a great summer. Hopefully not much more of this kind of stuff comes in front of me that I feel I have to discuss. Have a look at the links. The great Stephen Fry is well worthwhile looking at, and he's done great work, and you'll recognize him from some movies and some English comedy and things of that nature. And if you want, have a look at the Ontario government grade 9 math curriculum and see what I'm talking about. So anyway, and if you want to, send off an email or do something about it, because that's how we change these things. That's how we get back on the path. Thank you, and we'll be talking soon, hopefully seeing you soon, having a beer soon. Bye-bye.